I'm Adam Watson,
I'm Trinity Watson,
and this is the Darkslinger Mafia Power Hour.
where it's probably not actually an hour.
But it's more power because that is called the Sword of Power, I'm pretty sure. We didn't know when we did the first Masters of the Universe Masterverse, but it's actually called that in here. So I'm going to say that's what the name of it is.
Yeah.
We're going to take a look at Masters of the Universe Masterverse number 2. Enjoyed the first one so much, decided why not?
Yeah. So we start back up with them talking in the multiversal area.
Yeah, so before we get to that, let's say who the credits are.
All right.
It was written by Tim Seeley. The encapsulating stories, once again, what do they call that? Oh, framing story. The framing story is by Eddie Nunez. East of Eternos is by E.J. Sue. And Man at Arms for Hire is Victor Santos. So on this page, the credits page, one of the things I was going to mention, when I first started doing credits in the Darkslinger books, I always put it on the interior of the front cover, right?
Yeah.
And put some sort of image, the indicia, the credits, all that. I stole that idea from Avatar. Avatar Press was the first company that I saw laid out like that, right? Mm-hmm. Back then, all the credits were always like on the first page.
Yeah.
It always looked so cluttery to me. So when I saw Avatar do it, I was like, oh, that's a great idea. That's how credits actually should be. It just cracks me up that now pretty much all the companies
Yeah.
are doing some variation on this, or at least it seems like most of those that I'm reading are. Yeah, so starts off once again in the main world, I guess, is what this is, right?
Yeah, like the center universe.
Yeah, if you don't know too much about Masters Universe, you still don't know. I don't know, at least.
You'll never know.
Right? The first story in this one is He-Man at Sea. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I didn't get that this guy was Skeletor.
Wait, he is?
Yeah.
I didn't catch that until you said it.
Well, it makes sense. He's the only blue-faced guy
Right, but
running around, right? That's like the main guy.
Right, I thought that because Prince Adam calls him uncle and everything. I thought that it was like a different character.
No, I think that's actually supposed to be Skeletor. He doesn't have the skeletal face, so I'm not completely positive, but I just chalked that up to everybody looking different in this particular world.
Yeah, he's called Keldor, so probably.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with that being Skeletor, and then we see on the second page that Jitsu is in chains. Now, I do know enough about Masters of the Universe to know that Jitsu was one of the good guys. So when I saw that, I was like, oh no, this is a bad world. Why is he in chains? But they're calling him Thief and all these things. He-Man already kind of has his He-Man-like armor. One way or this one. Man at Arms costume works really, really well.
I like it
for something from this time period. I thought that looked great. He has a conquistador sort of look to him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think this is supposed to be Man at Arms anyway. He doesn't have the face part right there, but I'm assuming that's the same character.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah. Everything about this looks good though. Lettering looks good, writing's good, art's good.
Kick-ass
use of sound effects is good. Yeah, the dragon's good.
Yeah, with like how the backgrounds are in this, how like when he has the shocking reveal or whatever.
Right.
Like, it's so scratchy and everything.
Yeah, the reveal is that the dragon's going to attack the ship, and Jitsu already knew about it. Mm-hmm. So one of the things I learned from reading this story that helps in the second part of this is that Man at Arms' name is Duncan. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I don't recall them ever having real names beyond and besides He-Man being called Prince Adam in the original cartoon.
Well, I think that they do have names, but they're very like they're not mentioned that much because he is called Duncan in the Christmas special.
Oh, is he? Okay.
If you watched our other one, I subject my father to every single year.
It's my fault. I bought you the DVD when you were little. So yeah, we had mentioned in the Abe Sapien video how hard it is to do water. Mm-hmm. This is another example of water that's just colored really excellently.
Yeah, it works so well for this art style.
Yeah. The way it's shown where it's lighter when they're outside and then darker when they're in here, but it's still done in like sort of a gradient with lighter colors where it's splashing. It's really good coloring on that.
Yeah.
Water is a pain in the ass to color.
One of the biggest pains. And then another great example of how the artist did water with them.
Yeah.
Going on.
He-Man showing as a hero by not allowing Jitsu to just drown in the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, he didn't save anybody else. I'm pretty positive Man-at-Arms is fully deceased in this world now.
Yeah, I think so too. Also, great drawing of the abs. Amazing.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no. All of the murky water and everything. The
Statues
ocean.
have a lot of detail for something that's just barely shown.
They do. There's a lot of heavy, like, really nice detail in the background.
Yeah.
Castle Grayskull looks so cool once it's lit up, and then you find out why the good guy in other universes,
Jitsu
is called a thief. Stole a single apple.
Basically, it all comes down to Skeletor whispering in the king's ear, as you can see here, making him xenophobic against anybody who comes from a different area.
Yeah.
And Jitsu has traveled from a different land, learned all their customs, all these things, and arrives only to be mistreated, have all of his things taken away from him. And he's hungry, so he steals a single apple, and that's what labels him as a thief and ends up getting him imprisoned. So yeah, it's quite interesting. And then the king wants Tila to take over for her father. Her dad is Man-at-Arms. That I do know.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, so her dad's Man-at-Arms. That's who he's referring to. Do you accept the position to your father's station, Lieutenant Tila?
Okay.
That's because her father's Duncan, who has now died.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, but He-Man is about to show up, and he's not going to have any of this.
Nope. He-Man is against xenophobia.
Right? So despite the fact that this is He-Man on the seas, he looks just like the normal He-Man.
Yeah.
I did kind of find that interesting. They redesigned him in the first story of the first book, and then in this one he basically does just like the exact same. I do kind of wish that he had a little bit more of like the seafaring look.
Yeah, that would be
as shown
awesome.
in the whole rest of it, but he's only shown for one panel, so it's a minor complaint.
Yeah.
And then the second story, I really wasn't expecting this, for it to be done in a noir style.
It's
and
amazing.
it actually is real noir.
Yeah.
A lot of times with modern comics, especially with Marvel, they slap the word noir on it because it's in black and white and it's kind of sort of pulpy, right?
Yeah.
Real noir doesn't have any dramatic irony.
Mm-hmm.
You know what dramatic irony is? It's when the audience knows something that the main character doesn't.
Yeah.
So there is no dramatic irony used in this. This actually has the real tropes in noir.
Right.
Which
you follow the story from
really
one character's
appreciate.
standpoint.
Exactly. The one thing about this particular art, though, is there are a lot of inserted panels that are kind of difficult to read. So this to this is very easy to read, right? This, you don't necessarily know if you're supposed to go to this, which doesn't look like a separate panel, or this, which definitely is an inset panel, right?
Yeah.
You're supposed to go from here to here to here to there. That's not really clear.
No, and that is a huge complaint with this art style is how abstract it can get at times.
Yeah. That being said, it wasn't so bad that I actually got lost in the story.
Right.
I just thought that could be done slightly better.
Yeah.
So in this world, Man-at-Arms is a private detective, I guess is all you could really call him, right?
Yeah.
And Evil Lynn is his secretary, which I thought was a great little twist. Mm-hmm. He's been condemned by the rest of the Masters of the Universe characters because he is responsible for the loss of He-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Orko has lost the king and thinks that he's placed a simulacrum in his bed. Mm-hmm. He doesn't think that the queen will notice though because she's apparently from Earth, which I do kind of remember from the cartoons. And she grew up in New York, which means she's not going to wake up the whole time there's a simulacrum next to her.
Yeah. I've never heard that word said like that. I've always heard it simulacrum.
Simulacrum?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I'm the one who's been saying it incorrectly. I don't know.
Who knows?
Huh. Now I'm gonna have to actually look that up. I've only ever actually seen the word spelled out. I've never heard anybody say it.
There's a video game that uses that word, and they say it in the game. So that's just how I know to say it. I don't know if it's right.
I could be saying it 100% incorrectly.
Yeah.
There are those words that you only ever see written out. You never hear other people actually say. That is definitely one of them for me. I don't think I've ever heard another person say it.
Yeah.
I know that I was mispronouncing Thanos for a good decade before a comic fan yelled at me at a Comic-Con about it. So.
Yeah.
And I still don't remember if it's Thanos or Thanos. Oh well.
Who knows? Anyway.
So, I can't remember what this guy's name is. I know I had the action figure of him though.
Yeah.
But I love the pot-bellied bartender look he has in this universe. But this is this panel is both kind of abstract to the point that it almost doesn't work and kind of works, because he's opening the door to tell them where the guy is that they're hunting. And they're also being shown running through the door, but he's clearly talking to them, right? So this is clearly both two panels and the same panel.
Yeah.
And that I actually thought was really ingenious. That works for me quite well.
Yeah, that one is like really good use. Most of the pages, like the black inks and everything, work really well. There are times though where like the detail is kind of like a little bit everywhere.
Yes.
It is kind of a little bit everywhere.
Right.
So with the oh no, I can't think of the word, halftones. With the screen tones and the halftones and everything on the characters, and then you also have these kind of line weights, it would be almost better if his armor were solid black instead.
Yeah.
Because there's just so much detailing going on. But that being said, I still like the art a lot. It's just that there are times where there's so much detail everywhere.
I think when you see it like this, it's because everybody holds Sin City up as the highest quality noir story in comics, right? Despite the fact that Sin City is not noir, it's pulp.
Yeah.
But everybody holds it up as that, right?
Yeah.
And so I think this sort of thing is very inspired by Frank Miller's black and white work. That's what I think. I don't know for a fact. I don't know what the influences were when they did this.
Yeah.
But that's what my best assumption would be.
Yeah.
Because this is the same sort of thing you'd see in the fight scenes in Sin City.
That's fair.
So I think that's what they're going for. I can understand what you're saying, though, how in the fight it's kind of a little bit lost.
Yeah.
But I still found it pretty easy to read all in all.
Yeah, I think it's easy to read. But it's just, there could be things that can be,
improved on a little. Yeah. Yeah. So then we see him tracking Beast Man through the swamp. And they're apparently looking for Skeletor because they think he's the only one that could have taken the king.
Yeah.
I just love, by the way, that all of the villains are hanging out in a bar. I forgot to mention that on the last page.
It's amazing.
But if you're going to do a noir story, bar has to play in. The villains are hanging out there. It's a seedy dive. Everything about that works.
Yeah.
And I like how they all looked like superheroes back then, but now they live in this dreary world.
I love the way that Orko is drawn. Just his little eyes coming out of the darkness and everything.
Yeah, both of these issues,
great.
the artists have managed to put in a lot of facial expression in Orko when he's basically just a black shape with eyes and ears.
Yeah, well, you know that you're a great artist when you can when you only use eyes to convey emotion.
Right. So it turns out, though, Orko once again is being played as the idiot in the story because he put the king under a spell where he thought he was a cat. It's not a fake king after all. Orko just forgot that he put the spell on the king for some reason.
Yeah.
It doesn't explain whatsoever why Orko put the spell on the king, but I don't really care why he did.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And then they return to the office a little bit richer, able to keep the lights on for the month. Evelyn's washing her legs, which you know what that means.
No. Not on this channel.
And then we return so I called him Zodiac in the last episode, but Is that how you pronounce it? Because Zodak is how it's spelled.
Oh.
In any case.
I've read it as Zodiac, so I don't know.
Yeah, Zodoc. Zodak. Zodak? Whatever.
I'm not sure.
He's still not convinced. Mm-hmm. He's going to have to put He-Man or Prince Adam through some major trial that's going to cause him to suffer.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not that he's not convinced Prince Adam can't hold the title. It's that the universes he's in are wrong.
Right. So, yeah, we see... I'm assuming this is a preview for the cover of the next issue, which just looks amazing. Mm-hmm. There's a more barbaric style world than what they've shown so far, so I'm guessing maybe they're finally going to do like a Conan story.
Yeah,
which
something.
They should be, because the roots of He-Man are in Conan.
Yeah.
So, and then the ads are pretty much the same as they were the last time around.
Very nice that all of them are in the back.
Yeah, I do really like that.
Advertisements are like this.
I do like that. I do not like this ad. A sci-fi thriller from David Duchovny. David Duchovny is Fox Mulder in the X-Files.
Oh. This art style is very strange. It's like if the Rugrats and Wild Thornberry style were more realistic.
It's not the artwork I don't like.
Yeah.
I don't think it works to have the half of a face with the half of a planet.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about not working. I think that the basic design of this image is bad. I don't think that it works to convey anything. I don't think it tells you a single thing that makes you want to pick it up. At least it doesn't make me want to pick it up.
No.
This right here, where this guy has an arrow going through his head, is more interesting to me than anything over here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's Masters of the Universe, Masterverse, issue number 2. Any other thoughts?
No.
All right, let's go make some comics. We didn't create the comics that were featured in today's episode, but we did create these. Check out Ghost Assassin in the Cards and the Chihuahua Who Flew Away mini comic, both of which were written by me. The Chihuahua Who Flew Away was illustrated
by me.